Hey Raindrops, what is up? It's Rainy here coming at you with another video, and today it's the second episode of Ascensions from Scratch, the series where I have decided to go into the Ascension dungeon and manage to get the Ascension bows without any other help. So I've gone in with my armor. So you could argue it's not completely from scratch, but I'm getting all the required items that are needed in this dungeon. So any money I make in this dungeon will go towards keys. I'm mostly going to be doing key drops, but just generally I have to kill things in this dungeon and ultimately then be rewarded with whatever it is. I need to go outside the dungeon for one task, and that is to get dragon crossbow limbs, but that is the only thing or only time we will go out of this dungeon to get things for this series. So today I'm going to be showing you the various, or in general the best way of getting keys at this place. Afterwards, I'm going to be showing off my key collection, which has grown a significant amount since the last time. And you'll also notice that I will be ready for the next episode whenever I get back from vacation, because I'm currently on vacation. That is mainly what's postponing this series right now, because I've been here quite a lot recently, just chilling it out, because Rarius are actually a really nice way of making money in general. And they're also the best way of getting keys here. So I have a pretty chill setup. I'm not doing the best way, because if you want to do the most kills per hour, you're gonna have to pay attention a lot. I'm kind of lazy, so I don't do that. But my method is pretty much as AFK as possible, and you still make quite a lot of money. So there are a couple different places you can kill Rarius in this dungeon. This dungeon is pretty big. Obviously the biggest, or the most popular one, is the one directly up here, which is exactly by the entrance to the dungeon. So you enter from up there. It's basically where you come in, and then this place is basically always full. So if you're lucky, you will find somebody or some world that doesn't have anybody, and if you're unlucky, there's going to be somebody there. But generally I've been here the entire last week, the week before I left for the US, and that entire week I was there every day, and I never spent more than 5 minutes finding an open world. So don't be an asshole, just try to find a different world. Don't crash people, it's not cool. I've gotten crashed by 3 people and they're all on my ignore list now, so if you want to get on my ignore list, you can come and crash me there if I'm ever there. This is also a nice place, but generally the thing about the first room and the second room, which I'm going to be showing, are the best places to kill these, is that there are no other NPCs there. So, for example, there's Gladius here, there's a Capsarius or something, Capsarius, yeah. Capsarius will start healing every fucking thing in this room. So, if I attack that thing, the Capsarius are both going to start healing, and it's just a pain in the ass. The Gladius will stun you, so that's no fun, and the Scutarius are just, they take fucking forever to kill, because they block most of your damage if you attack them from the front, but if you manage to attack them from the back, so stun them and then run behind them, then you can actually deal damage to them. But they're a pain in the ass to do damage to, so that's why we don't like those. The Rarius are the best things to kill. This is my setup, so I generally take 1000 or more Royal Bolts, as well as my Chaotic Crossbows. I use Pernix here. Pernix and just in general degradables degrade fast at Rarius. Just keep that in mind, because you're in constant combat. You never leave combat really, so that's one thing you need to keep in mind. You're going to be spending quite a lot on repair costs, so I guess you could bring Armadillo or something here if you really want to, but generally you're going to be making so much more. So like if you spend 1 mil on repairs or 2 mil on repairs, you probably made like 10 mil in that time or more, maybe even 20 mil. I don't know. So it's not that bad, but it's kind of, they degrade fast compared to other places, so just keep that in mind. The second thing is, we've actually managed to get to the second room just as I was changing topic. This is the second room. There's nothing but Rarius in here. The downside is they're more spread out, so there's tables, there's pillars. The good thing about this room is there's nobody here, so there's never anybody in this room. But there's way less AFK here, so, and you're also going to be losing more bolts, because you won't keep your bolts if you shoot them above the table. it's not able to pick them up. So that's a downside as well. But yeah, I generally try to find that it isn't that difficult to find open worlds, at least not when I was doing this for the first room. So yeah, but if you're really fucking tired of changing worlds, don't crash anybody, just go to this room instead, because yes, I don't support people who crash. It's just really rude and unnecessary, especially when you start raging at them. It's just like, could you please stop? So that's basically those two rooms. Now, to get into my setup a little bit more, I basically have like Pernix power armor going on here, my best crossbows, and then if you don't have a completion escape, you can always just obviously use Ava's collector, alerter, or whatever. I'm using this crystal amulet right now because there's currently a promotion going on, so you will get these crystal motherlode shards every like 100,000 or something experience. I don't know the exact thing, but in one trip here you're probably going to get 1 or 2 of these, because one trip tends to last, or at least this many prayer potions, if you're only using protect from magic, which I do, and then occasionally heal some, but generally if you have bunny ups you don't need to. This lasts for above 2 hours, so one trip with this many potions will be like 2 hours and 20 minutes maybe, maybe more. And that's obviously because this armor also has prayer bonus, so keep that in mind. Then you have the tracking gloves, best gloves and boots, and I just use 6 sage circuit for everything, but if you could use an archer ring here as well, I guess. Charming Imp is for picking up charms. I just pick up all types of charms. You could pick up, I guess, crimson and blue, but they never drop crimson and blue, like really, really rarely. You might get like 10 crimsons and maybe like 2 blues in your 2 hours here. However, you're gonna get a shit ton of gold charms. I mean, they drop gold charms constantly. You'll just see my gold charm collection after this part of the video, and you're gonna be like, holy fucking crap, he has a lot of gold charms. So yeah, I pick up all charms. The auras I use are Sharpshooter. I'm gonna upgrade that to a better Sharpshooter one, but generally I use Sharpshooter and Master Reverence just to make potions last longer. So my trips here might last a little longer if you don't use Master Reverence or Reverence in general. You could swap out one of these with the Blood Vampirism, Blood Life Stealing one. He's looking for a world. You could swap one out, but again, if you swap out Sharpshooter, you're gonna be losing DPS, so you'll get less kills. But then if you really struggle with staying alive, I'd suggest like Vampirism or something. You could also use Penance, which heals your prayer depending on how much things hit. Though you're not gonna get hit that much when you're praying mage, but generally you won't need to heal if you have a bunny up with. You might have to like cast an occasional, maybe like Ice Asylum. If you can't use that, just bring a shield. I wouldn't recommend using Gothic's Blessing because you're gonna have like 6-7 Rarius on you constantly, and they're bound to just kill the butterfly instantly as well, so it's no point. But just bring a shield or something and just use something along those lines. I think he's talking to me. I have my private chat off, friend chat off, public, local. No, he doesn't say anything. No problem. He's not saying anything. Okay. Sometimes you could get really lucky, sometimes you get really shit luck. You could go like maybe 40 minutes without a key and then suddenly get like 5 keys in like 5 minutes. I've had that happen more times than not. But generally if you have this many potions, you should never get more keys than your potions. So you'll always have room for more keys as you use your potions. And once you find yourself an open world, you basically just sit back, relax, turn on Protect from Magic, summon your bunyip, and you can generally just do something else, I guess, if you want to. You could just flick on, what I do is I flick on the occasional range ability, so say Rapid Fire or Bombardment, and then just flick on Death's Swiftness whenever that can be used. And then sometimes, very rarely, you have to use like a healing ability, so you could just use a healing ultimate or something quickly, and then you're good for another like 20 minutes, I don't know. It's really AFK, and I've averaged like 3.6 mil an hour doing this, and you're basically not doing anything, you're just standing there shooting things. So it's really nice money, but again, other people have been here who haven't been me, I guess. I might have some good luck here, I don't know. and they say they get like 2 mil an hour or less, so I guess it kind of depends on your gear, your levels, and I don't know, everything counts into your kills. So sharpshooter might do a little more damage, I might have my Pernix doing a little extra damage, all the small things, you know, just boost your cash per hour. I don't tend to pick up anything but keys, so if you want to pick up other things, I would recommend against it, because you're going to be getting less kills. Every drop you pick up decreases your DPS, or DPM, damage per minute. So if you're picking up every fucking drop, you're potentially losing out on like so many kills, and one of those kills could have been a key drop. So say you pick up like 50, I don't know, 50 coin drops or something, that's maybe like what, 20k? One of those 50 kills could have been a key, which is worth like 300 to 700k. Generally, it's not worth picking up other drops. Also, as a teleport here, this is my rotation for abilities. So you have Ricochet here first, which is lovely. It attacks one enemy and then bounces off on 2 more. So that's really nice since there's so many Rurarius around you. This one is the Combust, is also really nice because it puts a dot on your enemy. It's probably not the best thing here because things tend to die really fast, but it's still pretty good damage dealer, so it's worth having there. Needle Strike is you know, one of the basic range attacks. You kind of need that. I have this, I have Sacrifice here because you'll get the extra heal occasionally. I mean, you probably don't need it if you have a Bunyip, but I was not using a Bunyip for a while, so Sacrifice was nice. Just get like a 200, 300 heal. It adds up in 2 hours by just staying here. And then obviously you have the basic ability for range. And then Rapid Fire, just fire that off sometimes. If you can get bombardment on as many NPCs as possible, if you have like one Rarius like in front of you and then just have them like surround you, so like two on each side of you as well, you can hit like so many at the same time, get like 3k hits at the same time. Just placement is really nice on that one. And then Death Swiftness just increases your DPS, so that's just lovely to use whenever you can. You don't really need these other two, so you just have them there, I guess. And then obviously Z for just flicking on your Quick Prayer, which I've just set to Magic Protect, because I haven't really needed anything else. Sometimes you need to turn on Soul Split, but you don't really need to, at least not with my setup. So if you move on to the last part of the video, which is basically my progress update this episode, before we move into the action-packed episode that is the third part, where we start on Primus and we just fucking slay all those bees. We're gonna slay all the bees. You can see I have a shit ton of gold charms. I've just been having my my Charming Imp just pick up all the charms, so it's been a lovely time just collecting. It's just seeing the cash stack, or the gold charm stack grow, I should say. But yeah, all of those are from Rarius, pretty much. I don't think Gladius drop any gold or green charms, so both of those, like all of them, pretty much have been from Rarius. I don't know how many thousands of kills I've done, but I've done quite a lot of kills. I've been there quite a lot. Probably most of these are from Gladius, though. I was killing Gladius at the start when I just arrived there, and I have to say they're pretty good cash. They're really good cash, actually, but they require more attention. They stun you, which is kind of annoying. It easily pisses me off, at least, so I don't really like those in that sense, but they require more attention, but they have way higher, like, I guess, cash output, because you can high out pretty much every drop they do. They drop so much adamantine rune items, you're just constantly high alking, so that's nice. And they also drop the occasional key, but I think Rarius have a higher chance of dropping keys, just for the simple fact that you kill more Rarius. They probably have the same drop rate, but just the sheer fact that you're killing so many Rarius every time you'd kill a Gladius, probably like 3 or 4 Rarius per Gladi kill, maybe, so something like that. It just shows how much better that is. But hey, they're still good because they drop so many Crimson Charms. I mean, I've gotten like all of these from my Gladius kills, and I didn't kill that many Gladius. I mean, maybe like for 10 of each key, I did Gladius, and it's probably, I don't know how many tens of hours that was, but not that many. I got both of those, because Rarius don't drop that many Crimson and Blue Charms. They drop maybe a couple Blue Charms and maybe like 20 per hour, or per 2 hours, so maybe 10 crimsons per hour or something. So gladius are way better in that sense. If we move on to the drop table, or the drops, you can see I have so many more keys now than I did back then. I'm also going to be price checking all of these lovely things. I also have a ton of Psionic scales. I'm probably going to be able to... So in a sense, I should be able to get a full set of Psionic by the time I'm done getting all the keys. Maybe I'll get some when I'm doing the bosses as well, because next episode I'm going to be starting on Ascension Keystone Primus and just using all those. Hopefully I can get the signets or whatever really fast, so I have more keys to use on the offhand, because I'm going to be getting offhand as well in the series. And the average drop rate of signets tends to be like 64, so that's why I put a goal of 64 on each key before I started. And as you can see, I got that really nicely. I was pretty far behind on Sextus, but then I suddenly just started getting so many Sextus keys. So let's price check these, and I'm also going to be price checking the shards, the Ascension shards. I haven't been picking those up. Most of those, or pretty much all of those, I guess, are from the Gladius kills, because then I was picking up everything. The same goes for the fragments, but I realized those are worthless, so it's kind of pointless. But Psionic scales also, and we'll see how much this lovely thing is. I price checked it a day or two ago as well, before I left for my vacation, so I'll see if the keys have gone up or down since then. As you can see, it's a really nice amount. They've gone a lot higher up, and I've also done more, I guess, so if I sold everything I could buy an Ascension bow, pretty much. 219.5 mil. So it's like, holy crap, I have that much cash in keys. It's fucking ridiculous. And to top this off, I also have the 21.1 mil I've gained from Gladius, just high-alching things. And all of that can be used to buy keys for the offhand one, since I'm assuming I have enough keys now for the main hand. So I'm really liking... I've done so much progress though. Like, I had like, what, 30 mil, 40 mil maybe, something around there on the first episode, and now I'm like at 219 just because I've been camping those. So now every episode is going to be me using up keys pretty much, and I'll also have a special episode where I go to Tormented Demons to try and get that. Probably the episode will consist of me getting that thing, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to be spending there, so it might take a while depending on how unlucky I am. But that has been this episode, guys. If you have any questions or anything you're wondering about the Ascension dungeon, Monestary of Ascension, just give me a poke in the comments. I've been there quite a while now, so I've tried killing everything, and I have a pretty good idea of how things work. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Stay cool, guys.